Welcome back to 31 Days of Oscar here on TCM. I'm Dave Karger. Tonight, Oscar goes to class as we continue our lineup of Oscar-nominated movies about schools and teachers. Up next, Bette Davis plays a determined school teacher in the 1945 Warner Brothers drama The Corn is Green. Set in a small village in Wales, the story begins when a teacher arrives with ambitious plans to open a school for the children who work in the coal mines. She's met with resistance from the start, but she finds hope in the form of a brilliant young miner who becomes her protege. The Corn is Green began as a successful play that premiered on Broadway in 1938, starring Ethel Barrymore. Some of the supporting actors in the cast reprised their roles in the film, but Barrymore was replaced by a much bigger movie star, Bette Davis. At this point in her career, Davis had been a Hollywood star for a decade and had 8 Best Actress Oscar nominations under her belt, including an unofficial write-in nomination for Of Human Bondage. She'd already won twice for the 1935 drama Dangerous and Jezebel from 1938. In fact, from 1939 through 1943, Bette Davis was nominated for a Best Actress Oscar every single year. That's 5 years in a row. Only one other actress ever matched that record, and that was Greer Garson, whose streak overlapped with Bette Davis's. But Davis wasn't nominated for The Corn is Green. The nominations went instead to 2 other members of the cast, John Dahl, who plays her star pupil, and Joan Loring as a seductive young woman who threatens to compromise Dahl's promising career. From Warner Brothers in 1945, directed by Irving Rapper, The Corn is Green. The Corn is Green was faithfully adapted from a play by Emlyn Williams, who based the story on his own experiences growing up in Wales and the teacher, Miss Cook, who had a profound impact on his life. Williams was an accomplished playwright and screenwriter who also had success as a character actor in movies. He actually went on to appear on screen with Bette Davis in the 1951 crime drama Another Man's Poison. That film also reunited them both with director Irving Rapper, who made 5 movies with Davis, including The Corn is Green and Now Voyager. Their dynamic during this production was contentious at times, but Davis's co-stars only had glowing things to say about working with her. Joan Loring, who played Bessie, later said, "I have only had 1 or 2 teachers in my life about whom I felt as strongly and positively as I did about Bette Davis." John Dahl, who co-starred as Morgan, echoed those feelings. He described Davis as wonderful and said, "Every time I played a scene with her, I felt strength coming to me from her." Both Loring and Dahl were nominated for Oscars for their performances in this film. Up next, Glenn Ford struggles to connect with his students in a socially conscious drama from 1955.
Next on TCM, Blackboard Jungle, then Goodbye, Mr. Chips. And later, good news. Oscar's got class tonight.